Hey guys, today I'm going to show you how to install the Access TonnoSport roll-up cover on this 2017 Nissan Titan. Let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing that we want to do is install our rails. But before we do that, we need to make sure that we have our clamp configuration the right way. Okay, so this is how your clamp's going to come out of the box. Now if you don't have a utility track system, this will be fine. You would just loosen this, put this around your bed cap and your rail, and then you would tighten it down. But since we do have a utility track system, we're going to have to take the nut off the back, and then we're going to take the bolt out, and we're actually going to flip the piece that the bolt is going to slide into. So it's going to go in like that, and then back in through the other clamp, and then we can put our nut loosely back on. And that is going to allow us to slide it in into our rail system and tighten down to our rail. You're going to want to repeat this on all 6 clamps. So after we have all of our clamps loosely in place, we need to grab our passenger side rail. We're going to have a soft padded side that's going to go up against our bed cap. We're going to have a Velcro strip that's going to go to the outside as well. This wide pad here is going to come to the inside of the truck. You're also going to have a hole at the top of the rail that's going to go towards the cab, and you're going to have a nylon strike at the end. On your passenger side, that's going to go towards the tailgate, and on your driver's side rail, you're going to have actually a trigger latch. So once you get the right rail, we're going to go ahead and set it in place, and then we can start loosely putting our clamps where we need them. So our first clamp is going to go as close to the cab as possible. And we're going to tighten this down with a 1/2 inch. Now before we tighten that down, we want to make sure that our rail is slid as far towards the bulkhead as possible. And we also want to make sure that our rail is above our utility track, so that when we tighten this down, the rail sits flush with the bed cap. So our second clamp is going to go right about in the middle. Again, make sure that the rail is above our track system. And I'm going to put it in the middle, but closer to the cab side of the rail system. And I'll go ahead and tighten that down again with our 1/2 inch ratcheting wrench. So our third clamp is going to go all the way at the end of the rail, closest to the tailgate. And we're going to go ahead and tighten that down with our 1/2 inch. Now with our 3 clamps tightened, we need to make sure that our rail is level with our bed cap, because sometimes if you don't have them installed properly, they can tend to lift up on you. So when you go to put your tarp on, it's not going to sit on there right. So as you can see, our rail is nice and level. So once you get that, you can go ahead and repeat all those steps on your opposite side. So now we have our cover and we have our tension adjusters. You're going to come with 2 tension adjusters. One's going to have an L on it, one's going to have an R. The L is going to be for the driver's side of this header. The R is going to be for the passenger side. And we're just going to fit this piece right into the rail, line up the hole with the nut that's in this groove, and we're going to use our provided long bolt and washer and go through there and into the nut. And we're just going to leave this loose right now until we get it on the truck, and then we can tighten it down. But we're going to do that on both sides. So now we can set our cover into place at the front, make sure it falls in between our rails, and then we can attach our tension adjusters. So now we can slide our tension adjuster over, line up our holes. We're going to put our provided small bolt through the rail, through the tension adjuster, and then we're going to put a nut under that, and then we can go ahead and tighten this down. And now before we tighten down our other bolt that's holding our tension adjuster to our header, we need to make sure that it's evenly spaced in between our rails. And once we make sure of that, then we can go ahead and tighten down the other 1/2-inch bolt right here. We're going to do that on both sides. Now we can roll our cover back. Make sure it operates the way that it's supposed to. Can test our tension on our tarp. All right, guys, that completes the installation. If you have any questions, give us a call or visit us.